Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are live. So tomorrow we got some interesting activities going on. And we're gonna bring y'all along for the journey. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Yeah, so we got a lot of interesting stuff going on. We're gonna be doing some battles, running some routines tomorrow, and everything's gonna be done on live. Let me know if y'all can hear me, alright? Know if y'all can hear me alright. So we're gonna be talking about just some of the up and coming battles. So on some of the bars, obviously we have our main big competitions, in which are numbered events, obviously 1, 2, etc. And then we obviously have these one-off battles that happen as well. And tomorrow we're gonna be live streaming IRL. Y'all gonna see what it's like going into the park, and some on-spot battles, and those battles will be streamed. No battles right now in NYC, at least that we're hosting or being involved in right now, but we'll be back soon in New York. Obviously, I always run some battles. So is there any battles y'all want to see specifically? I know a lot of people always have things that they want to see, as battles specifically they want to see. So what is it that y'all got on your mind that y'all really want to see? Is it a specific battle with specific athletes, or what? Yeah, would y'all like to see some tag team battles like 2v2, like me and Islam did against Watch Me Work and Major Life Fitness? We ran the 2v2 battle. That was good. That was I think 100 muscle ups, 200 pull ups, 100 straight bar dips, and 50 Navy SEALs. That was a tough routine. So, yeah, we definitely gonna get back to some of them 2v2 battles. Me and Islam got a 2v2 battle that we was talking about doing in the works. Who knows? It might be tomorrow. So we'll let you guys know what's going on. Yeah. So I think this it's been spoken about already a little bit, but this Anaheim Fit Expo is going to be the summertime, so East Coast versus West Coast. Yeah, appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. Yeah, we definitely working, a lot of work to be done. This live is specifically just to have some kind of conversation and talk about some of the things that we got going on and things that are as to be expected coming up. Health is definitely wealth. I'm not responding to no kind of trolls at all. Not responding to no trolls. I got bigger things to worry about and do with my time than to be responding to people in the comments trolling. Alright, we get hundreds and hundreds of comments per day, and I ain't got something to respond to that. Only positivity. So like I was saying, battles will be happening soon. Yeah. Yo, these comments is kind of funny, I'm not gonna lie to you. Yeah, so like I was saying, battles tomorrow. So battles tomorrow. workouts tomorrow, reps tomorrow. I'm sure whatever the routine is, whatever they said is going to be thousands of reps. And for those of y'all who think I'm going to be quote unquote just the cameraman, y'all sadly mistaken. I will be repping out. I will be popping out with my lockout, and I won't be in the comment section like some of you guys getting clocked out. Yeah, so how did y'all like that? Did y'all tune into the live battle reactions that we did yesterday? Those battle reactions was kind of cool. We had some audio difficulties in the beginning, but I think overall it's pretty good. It's pretty good. So we're gonna be doing more of that too. So there's gonna be a lot of different content, switching up that we're gonna be doing, periodically or whatever it is, reactions, the podcast, of course, Calisthenics Exposed, bringing the truth to the light, as well as, the IRL streaming, in real life. So you're going to be able to see us, going to these different parks and meeting with these different people and on-site battles. And like I said before, I definitely will be in the building, popping out. First to do 1,000 reps. Yo, can you do 1,000 reps? Cause I highly doubt it, and I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm confident enough to say that I definitely could do 1,000 reps of any exercise of your choice before you can. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's 1,000 push-ups, 1,000 squats, 1,000 dips, whatever it is. Yeah, I'm with all of it. Yeah, we definitely Muslim. Yo, shout out to my boy Game Bros Gusto in the building. Yeah, like I said, trolls, man. Yo, I ain't see no battles of you, my brother. Yeah, but you've seen me before, though. So, like I said, yeah, we're gonna definitely be popping out, running down on people, and battling. Okay, it's about getting better, getting stronger, and not being afraid to lose. A lot of dudes be, afraid to lose, and I think that kind of be the problem sometimes where, losses is a part of the journey, man. Listen, the greatest of people have lost. Okay, so, the Michael Jordans, LeBron James, Kobe Bryant, Mike Tyson, Muhammad Ali, all of these people have lost. But they're not necessarily remembered for their losses, they're remembered for their wins. So that's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on the wins, and a loss is not really a loss if you learn from it. You know what I mean? You might take 100 shots and only make 30 or 40 of them, right? But if those shots were taken and made when they counted, those are going to be the ones that, you're remembered by. Yeah. Show your gains. I think the fact that you're watching me is showing that I'm gaining. You are the proof. You are the proof and evidence, my brother. I highly appreciate it. Shout out to you, bro. Yeah, bro, appreciate it. I mean, you as well. I'm very, very appreciative of the positive comments, and we're definitely going to continue doing what we're doing, and pushing positivity, and also, continuing to do what we're doing. Like I said, just pushing positivity and focusing on what we got going on. Pushing the brand, pushing the movement, pushing calisthenics. That's what we're doing. We're focusing on building and calisthenics up, man. So, I think a lot of people have a lot of negative things to say, but we're going to choose to not indulge in these things. How old am I? How old do you think I am? I'm actually 25. Man, talking about being cocky. I'm not just cocky, but 99% of the time, the people who be in the comment section talking about what this person did or didn't do, or what he can do or what he can't do, is usually a person who ain't got no reps. They ain't got nothing going on, and that be the problem. People be always just talking, but no working, like none at all. You know what I mean? I think that is the problem. 6-pack, big back, big facts. You already know what time it is, man. Yeah, so my daily eating, it kind of varies, man. It really kind of varies. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like, even like the last few days, it's really kind of whatever the family makes. It's not really on me. I haven't really had too much say so in that, I guess. But it could be steak, rice, chicken, you know, those kind of things. Broccoli, mixed vegetables. Why come sit down? It's like to catch it. Gusto. You know how we respond to these dudes, man. These dudes don't be having no videos on their channel, no reps, no sets, but be talking about whose muscle up is better than who. Listen, and I'm a big believer in everybody's entitled to an opinion, right? And it doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be doing 1,000 reps to quote unquote have an opinion on somebody else doing 1,000 reps. You know, in calisthenics, people like to say, well, you're not as strong as me, so you can't speak on this and you can't speak on that. I don't really think that's the case, simply because we do that with every other thing, like sports and things like that. We're not professional boxers, but we speak about boxing. We're not professional football players, but we talk about football. We are not professional basketball players, but we talk about basketball. So that's neither here nor there. But it is something to be said when you talk about somebody, personally, or you start claiming that maybe you're better than them and this and that. It's just like you're kind of putting yourself in the conversation as if you can actually do something. You're not just kind of leaving an objective opinion, more so. You're trying to act as if you could actually battle me and beat me. And again, for anybody in the comment section, you want to battle, all you got to do is hit me up, hit us up. And I'm not ducking no smoke. Stay ready, so you're gonna gotta get ready. Weekly calisthenics routine. Honestly, I kind of was doing a split, the push, the pull, the legs. But sometimes I don't really stick with that for too long. So I kind of get to a point where sometimes I just train whatever it is that it's not sore. Pause. But it'd be literally like I just did mad pulling today, so tomorrow obviously I'm gonna do mad pushing, and then maybe let's say the pushing I did wasn't really enough, I might do pushing again, and then mix it with some muscle ups. So it kind of depends, you know what I mean. And then today I might be everything else may be sore, the pulling exercise, the pushing. Now obviously I'm just focusing on legs. And the next day I might do, pull and legs, you know what I mean? So it kind of really just depends on what I'm doing. And then sometimes when I try to stick to a specific training program or routine, that ends up getting messed up simply because I might pop out, we're going to pop out to an event tomorrow, and they might be running a crazy set. I might be saying, nah, I'm going to just do all legs today. And then they like, nah, we doing 1,000 push-ups. So it might just flip the script. So you never know what it's gonna be. But definitely having a structured training program is definitely beneficial. Why you come sit down? So I told the cat to. If you're at an intermediate level, so can you do muscle ups? What's your max pull-ups, your max push-ups? I kind of need to know some of those details to be able to tell you maybe some specific routines or exercises that you probably could, be doing at a specific time. Can you order some t-shirts? Yeah, you can go on www.riprightHD.com. And we got shirts in stock. How to build the courage to wear those in Islamophobic society. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. I really just don't care. Honestly, you gotta have some level of I don't care. There's people out there that's going to do things that are wrong and be proud in it. So why can't you do something that's right and be proud, doing that? I think sometimes we overthink it. And I know many people who, sit back and they kind of get stuck on, man, I don't want to be this, I don't want to be that, I don't want to be seen as this, I don't want to be seen as that. I think if the Muslims kind of just did more and kind of put themselves out there, sometimes, unfortunately, if you see somebody and they're staring you down or looking at you funny, you might have to go above and beyond to show them that, you're the quote-unquote kind or nice one. Because the reality is, there's a lot of people in this country, in the U.S. and these Western society countries, who've never really interacted with a Muslim. They've never really talked to one. They don't know how Muslims live or what they do, what they don't do. They think Muslims are some form of aliens. So if that's the case, then, it's on us to be able to show them otherwise. It's also a form of giving dawah. So I think that, if you go on and you show, these people, oh no, he's actually a nice guy. It may make it a lot better or easier for the next Muslim who comes along, and they'll be like, oh, well, I met a Muslim before and he's really nice. He was very generous, and the Muslims helped me do this and they helped me do that. So I think just treating people, being the best example, I think that's the best way to give dawah. It's literally just being a good example for, the non-Muslims and even Muslims alike, because, just because we're Muslim doesn't mean we're perfect. We're just like everybody else. We just pray 5 times a day, and we obviously believe in dressing modestly and many other things. But people just don't know that. They just think that we're some form of aliens, and we don't eat, talk, drink, have fun, laugh, play games, and they think the women are oppressed and the man it's endless. So I think that we have to kind of show these things and not hide them. I think that's kind of the problem. Sometimes the Muslims come over here, or they live over here. Some of us are born over here, like myself, and they literally just get all scared, you know what I mean? And you just gotta be able to proudly put that out there. And even traveling alone sometimes, if you can't travel, travel in groups. It's not on a gang mentality, but it's sunnah, it's better to not travel alone. Do I train weights? No, I don't really train weights. I do weighted exercises, like weighted pull-ups, weighted dips, and stuff like that from time to time. But this winter, I'm definitely going to get into that a little bit more, but I haven't really done any of that really throughout the summer too much. The last time I really did any weighted calisthenics was earlier this year, and I guess you can say that kind of fit into the winter time. Not that I choose a season, but it just hasn't been something I've been doing recently. Weighted exercise, I don't typically bench and stuff like that, but from time to time I do. Like I said, I always try to, just be willing to do whatever, whenever, whatever the workout is. So I do have weights here, but I don't really use them as much. Don't call me for the protest, call me for the war. Yes, sir. Walaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Do you guys ship t-shirts to the Netherlands? Yes, we definitely do. We ship t-shirts and ripsticks and everything else internationally. I gotta warn you though, the international shipping is a little bit pricey. It's not really on us as far as the cost goes. It's really just based upon how much the shipping actually costs for us to ship it out. If the shipping is 2 or 3 times what the product costs, I'm not saying that it will, but I really won't know until you obviously place your order or go to checkout or whatever. But it's very difficult, to tell you what the price is going to be off the top of my head. But if the price is 2 or 3 times, what the product is, and we take the cost for that, obviously we would lose money, not even make any money. We would just lose money, or break even. And honestly, I really appreciate that you guys around the world support and choose to buy from us. And even with these high shipping costs and tariffs and all kind of things like that going on, but yeah, we definitely do ship internationally. How do you mean Rip Rap? Oh, you mean Islam? Obviously, AKA known as Rip Rap. It's a long story short. It's a long short story. It was some years ago. We kind of met, basically like working out or whatever. We was talking on like an Instagram DM, like way before we met. Yeah, basically we just met. Like, it was very, very early on. The first time I seen him, he barely had any followers at all. We just kind of starting out. And yeah, we just kind of one thing led to another. We started building a friendship, a bond, a brotherhood, and that obviously led into with doing business and moving accordingly and whatever. So yeah. Who do you want to battle in calisthenics? Honestly, I don't really care. Like, to battle, meaning I'm not ducking battling, but there's not anybody specific that I'm looking to battle. If I'm being honest with you, and I'm not just saying that because I know him, but I would love to battle Islam and beat him in the battle. Yeah, so I'm not saying that because I can't battle him or whatever, but it's just a fact. I feel like that would let me know that my gains is up if I beat Islam in the battle. And again, it could be, people could say it's a bias or whatever, but just keeping it 100, I think that he's one of, if not the, I'm not gonna say the, but I would say one of the best calisthenic athletes that I know, especially personally though, for sure. I mean, when you start talking about doing, strict muscle ups, not just clean, but like strict muscle ups, and then also doing, like a crazy amount of pull ups into like muscle ups and all that. Like, yeah, I think he definitely. I don't know nobody who's pulling like he is. Really, too many people. Like, his pull strength is unbelievable. Honestly, it's crazy to me. His push-ups is not as good though. Honestly, his push-ups and his dips, but his pull-ups and muscle-ups, that's a strong dude right there. Is Mufti different IRL than on camera? Nah, honestly, that is a humble, smart brother. Like, the brother is super intelligent. Shout out to Mufti. He's definitely a comical guy, but like in a good way. Can't wait to link up with him again. Mel versus Black Cat. I wouldn't mind that. Shout out to the CX Black Cat. Man, I don't mind battling him. He definitely been stepping up his reps. He's getting good too, real good. Shout out to the bro. Greetings. Yeah, nice. All right, y'all. So I'm not gonna hold y'all up too long and freaky. Kind of just wanted to get on here and just do a little quick chat. I gotta get ready in a few minutes to head to the masjid. For my Muslims out there, gotta go make salah. If you haven't prayed, there's nothing stopping you from praying now. Do you think battling can create an ego between the Muslim brothers if they battle each other? I don't think the trash talking helps. Maybe that's what can create an ego and separation. Nah, I don't really think so. See, my thing is, look, I personally, like, will quote unquote trash talk, my friends, and people around me and things like that. But as long as like it should never get disrespectful, like disrespectful to where you start talking about like people's family and their, and things like that. Like it should never get to that point. As long as we kind of keep it around calisthenics or, just reps and this and that, like I think it can be trash talk. But I realize not everybody's like that. Not everybody can, take that kind of trash talk. So I guess you kind of got to read the room and kind of realize, who you can and can't do that with. But there's two Muslim brothers. Listen, as long as the disrespect and things like that doesn't go too far. I mean, yeah, trash talking is kind of a part of competition and to a degree. I don't think we really want to see two people who are quote unquote best friends and they don't really have some kind of rivalry. Like, honestly speaking, I mean, I know that Islam is better than me when it comes to, pretty much, everything when it comes to calisthenics. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that I'm not trying to beat him. And if I do beat him, it doesn't mean that I'm not about to talk trash. I don't care if I beat him by one muscle up, one push up, one anything. And my one win, if we battle 10 times and I only beat him once, I'ma still keep talking about that one time. So, and he'll tell me, yeah, but I beat you 9 times. So I think he can. It just depends on the person. Maybe some people get offended by different type of trash talking, so it might be best to not do it to them. Like you said, yeah, it's definitely that. You just gotta know who you can and can't, trash talk with, and you also gotta keep it respectful. Opinions on Limitless, they strong. Yeah, they're definitely strong. I mean, I don't have anything bad to say or whatever. I think that, like you said, they're definitely like super strong. Yeah, it's a whole group of guys that are, they're working out, they're strong, things like that. I wish I seen them in more, battles, 1v1 battles. I mean, they always welcome on Cell on the Bars to come battle. And, we have our competitions. A few of them popped out, and but unfortunately they didn't make it to the final 8. Whether it be their time, to beat, to qualify to be in the top 8, or their reps weren't strict enough, so the last Cell on the Bars and, just the Cell on the Bar standard when we host our competitions is going to be strict form. If they just popped up and we just did a one-off battle or whatever it is, that's a different story. Yeah, they wasn't able to qualify, but they definitely strong. They doing hundreds and hundreds of push-ups unbroken, and 100 clip on dips unbroken, and 50 pulls, and yeah, they're strong. It's undoubtedly they're strong. It's a strong team. They got a gym and they pushing calisthenics, man. Mel for the W, man. I appreciate that. Are you talking about me against CS Black Hat? If that's the case, then yeah, definitely appreciate that. But I don't mind running with nobody, no matter who you are. I'm not looking to lose in any way, shape, or form. I'm competitive, but at the same time, I'm going to pop out. I'm going to rep, and I'm not ducking no smoke at all. I'm getting to it. That's a fact. Like I said, alright, I'm about to log off. Yeah, so. Alright, y'all, you already know what time it is. Stay tuned, stay ripped, 6-pack, big back, big facts. Stay tuned for that IRL stream tomorrow. It's gonna be a good one. We might be streaming, not might be, but inshallah, we'll be streaming for some hours tomorrow. So stay tuned for that, for real. Alright, man, that's it. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.